37-year-old Brett Turner is a first and second grade teacher at Head Roy School in Oakland, California. Having taught for 7 years, Brett usually starts his working week with a rebus-style riddle for his students, in order to open their minds on a Monday morning. On his first day back from winter break, Brett decided to give his students a rather tricky riddle. It read, I am the beginning of everything, the end of everywhere. I'm the beginning of eternity, the end of time-space. What am I? While the riddle actually has a pretty simple answer, Brett's students turned out to be deep thinkers, with one student leaving him in disbelief. In a post to Twitter, which has received more than 101,000 retweets and 296,000 likes, Brett wrote, the first guess from one of my first graders was death, and such an odd, somber, reflective hush fell over the class that I didn't want to tell them that actually, the answer is the letter E, which just seemed so banal in the moment. The first guess from one of my first graders was death, and such an odd, somber, reflective hush fell over the class that I didn't want to tell them that actually, the answer is the letter E, which just seemed so banal in the moment. pic.twitter.com/76chick, Brett Turner at Brett Turner, January 2, 2018. Before I finally revealed the correct answer to the riddle, to a largely unimpressed audience, I fielded other guesses that continued along a similarly existential vein. There was not everything, all stuff, the end, and maybe my favorite, nothing thing. Brett tells Metro.co.uk that he feels the context to his tweet was that his puzzle prompted a typical first grade moment. Guesses to riddles are always great, and often the wrong answers are better than the correct ones, he said. When the student said death, there was a subdued silence that fell over the room, and I said something to the effect of wow, great answer. Any other guesses? And then my follow-up tweet shows some of those. But young kids talk about death all the time, grandparents, or relatives, especially pets. It's fascinating to them, and also normal. He added, a day in first grade is filled with funny, curious, bizarre, extremely deep, introspective, existential, eyebrow-raising quotes. It's one of the best parts of the job, and rolling with it is a blast. Before I finally revealed the correct answer to the riddle, to a largely unimpressed audience, I fielded other guesses that continued along a similarly existential vein. There was not everything, all stuff, the end, and maybe my favorite, nothing thing. Brett Turner at Brett Turner, January 3, 2018. According to Brett, his students were not as impressed with the actual answer, the letter E, even after he underlined all of those letters on the whiteboard. However, they love riddles, so they let Brett off. Brett said, they love riddles, especially ones that trick you a little like that, so they warmed up to it and tried to add their own variations to the puzzle later on. Personally, regardless of the riddle, we think Brett's enthusiasm to entertain his students and get them thinking is commendable, especially on the first day of the week when everyone's facing the Monday morning blues. More, the internet is baffled by this coffee-themed picture puzzle. More, ASOS is selling some questionable jeans and people are pretty confused.